How does one of the most infamous murders in American history remain unsolved for over 75 years? Why does the tragic and gruesome death of a young woman still haunt the city of Los Angeles? This is the story of the Black Dahlia, an enduring enigma of crime, fame, and a city shrouded in secrets. January 15th, 1947. It seemed like an ordinary morning in Limert Park, a quiet neighborhood in South Los Angeles. But as the sun rose, something truly horrific would be discovered. A passerby noticed what appeared to be the body of a woman, severed in half, lying in an empty lot. Her body was posed, mutilated beyond recognition, and drained of blood. Her name was Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress, later immortalized by the press as the Black Dahlia. But who was she? And why would someone kill her in such a brutal, ritualistic way? Elizabeth was born in Massachusetts in 1924, and like many young women of her time, she dreamed of making it big in Hollywood. After moving to Los Angeles, she struggled to find steady work, bouncing between various jobs and acquaintances. Friends described her as kind but mysterious, often disappearing for long periods only to reappear without explanation. But her life in LA wasn't easy, and her Hollywood dreams were fading. When Elizabeth's body was discovered, the details were almost too horrifying to believe. Her body had been severed at the waist, and her face had been mutilated with deep cuts, stretching from ear to ear, creating a chilling smile, the Glasgow smile, as it's often referred to. The precision of the cuts suggested that her killer had medical knowledge, perhaps even surgical training, but despite these gruesome clues, the case grew cold almost immediately. The media was quick to sensationalize Elizabeth's murder, dubbing her the Black Dahlia, a name reportedly inspired by a popular film at the time. Headlines ran wild with theories, each one more outlandish than the last. But with little evidence and no solid leads, investigators were left in the dark. Over the years, countless suspects have been named, but none conclusively linked to the murder. From doctors to low-level criminals, each theory seemed plausible but lacked the evidence to close the case. One of the most infamous suspects was Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy and eccentric physician who lived in a sprawling mansion in Los Angeles. His son, Steve Hodel, a former LAPD detective, later accused his father of being the Black Dahlia's killer, providing circumstantial evidence that reignited public interest in the case. George Hodel had the medical knowledge to commit such a precise murder, and he was known to be involved in the city's elite underground circles. But despite the compelling story, there was never enough concrete evidence to prove his guilt. Other suspects included Mark Hansen, a nightclub owner who knew Elizabeth, and Leslie Dillon, a bellhop with a suspicious fascination with the case, but all roads eventually led to dead ends. The mystery of the Black Dahlia has captivated audiences for decades, inspiring books, movies, and documentaries. The case's mix of Hollywood glamour, a young starlet's tragic end, and a city brimming with corruption has become the stuff of legend. But despite all the attention, one question remains: who killed Elizabeth Short? In recent years, advances in forensic science have breathed new life into cold cases around the world. Some believe that DNA evidence might one day solve the Black Dahlia case, while others argue that the truth was buried long ago, lost in a sea of cover-ups and fading memories. But until that day comes, the murder of Elizabeth Short remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Was she a victim of circumstance, caught in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or was her death part of a larger, darker conspiracy hidden beneath the glitz and glamour of Hollywood? The truth may never be known, but one thing is certain: her story will never be forgotten. Thank you for joining us on this journey into one of history's darkest mysteries. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more unsolved cases and historical journeys. This is Epic Time Journeys, where history's shadows come to life.